My name is Josie, but you can call me Restless, because every time I get an idea for a new adventure, I pack a bag and go.
Up next, Restless Josie takes you to Quebec City, Canada to watch the World Cup Red Bull crash test.
I'm repacking my bag because we're over by like 5 pounds in each one. It's awesome. We're having an awesome morning.
Please get up. Ooh, stand. Life is what you make of it. I'm going crazy.
After 2 days of traveling in my own country, I've made it to Quebec City for the Crashed Ice event. I can't wait to check this out. These gladiators on ice skates are going down what looks like a border cross track, going up to 60K an hour. This is gonna be the best Restless Josie ever. Welcome to the Chateau Frontenac. We're here for the Crashed Ice event, and I'm speaking with Sebastian, who's been organizing this Red Bull Crashed Ice for the past 7 years. He's gonna tell us just how this fringe sport got started.
Yeah, it was actually a few guys back in Austria that were doing those inline skating downhill in the summer, and as sometimes it starts, like a few guys talking and said, hey, wouldn't it be fun to do this on ice skates and freeze the entire street, and started talking about it. And then they first tried it in a bobsled track and thought it was interesting, that it was working. And then the idea of like, it would be more exciting if we had 4 guys racing at a time, so we need a wider track than a bobsled track. And basically that's how Red Bull Crashed Ice was born back in 2000.
So how do people qualify for this sport?
We've had, over the years, qualifiers across Canada. So this year we hosted 13 qualifying events from Western Canada all the way to Atlantic provinces. And we actually had over 11,000 athletes registering for these qualifiers.
Wow.
And we kept 105 athletes. And those 105 athletes are here today. They're gonna be competing in a Canadian shootout tonight, where we'll keep 64. Out of those 64s, we'll bring them tomorrow night, Friday, to compete against 32 international athletes. So 100 again, that will narrow down to 64 for the big final on Saturday.
So let's talk about who's won this event for the last couple of years. So who's first, second, and third?
So right now in the ranking for this year, we have 2 Canadians and 2 brothers. So a really cool story, Kyle and Scott Croxall. And but the one guy that's been hard to beat year after year and was the world champion last year is a guy from Finland, R2. And R2's been, has been a phenomenal athlete. He's extremely quick, and he's, I think the athletes that have been doing it year after year definitely have an edge over athletes that show up for the first time.
Of course.
And R2's one that's been competing for now, I think, over 5 years. So he's been really quick and still has a chance to defend his title here Saturday.
Well, thank you so much. You gave us so much excellent information, and I can't wait to watch this event.
Enjoy your time.
Welcome to day 1 of the Red Bull Crashed Ice event in Quebec City. The course starts at the Chateau Frontenac and rides all the way down to the river. I can't wait to watch these 4-man heats. Don't miss the action. So we're talking to Tyler Zakuski from Edmonton. He had a little problem with the airline on the way here. Why don't you tell us about that story?
Yeah, so essentially WestJet lost my skates, and in order to qualify I had to figure out alternative means, which meant buying skates from the local hockey store and actually wearing them in the taxi cab because they were heated up in their oven. So I was wearing them in the taxi cab on the way back so they'd mold to my feet, and straight onto the track, and I missed the practice sessions and went straight into the elimination round. Wow, and you still qualified? Still qualified, and feet are pretty sore today.
I bet they are. So Crashed Ice actually has women in it as well, and we are lucky enough to speak to one of those women today, Marquise Brisebois.
Yes. So as soon as they opened the division for women in '09, I signed up and made the qualification, and I was here in Quebec for '09, and I've been here since. Well, for sure, the skating part is very important. The skills that you have on skate and the strength that you can have. Because at the speed that we're going, if you're only a fast skater on flat ice, but you're not as strong as you need to be here, you're gonna fall, and then like people are gonna pass you. So you need to be strong, you need to be fast, and you need to be skilled, which you won't have all that if you just like play a sport on ice like hockey or ringette. You have to go maybe do a little bit of skiing, or I did snowblade for example, which is smaller, closer to a skate, to be able to, you know, like absorb the little
shocks.
Those kinds of things. Or you can go with your rollerblades at a skate park.
We're here with Kyle Croxall, who is in #1 position right now, and he's the one to watch tomorrow night. Hi, Kyle.
Hey.
And your brother is competing as well, Scott?
He's in 3rd place overall right now.
So that makes for a pretty interesting story, like neck and neck with your brother, and I'm sure he must have grown up watching you.
Yeah, he entered the year after me. He wasn't old enough yet to be 18 to start up, so the next year after I started, he started as well.
So take us through this course. It looks like there's some really crazy steep corners, and you get a lot of air off that first jump. Is there one part of the course that you've pre-visualized that you know is going to be something you're going to have to nail every time?
There's a couple corners at the bottom. Anywhere it gets really tight after a big night, there's huge ruts and it gets really hard to turn, so just got to be careful going around those, but generally the long parts of the track, you're good to go.
The flats.
Exactly.
Is that where you excel? Are you really fast in the flats?
Yeah, kind of good around corners as well, but you just pretty much have to be good overall to win, so.
Yeah, you have to have like strength, agility, and I guess like crazy endurance, because that's a long time to be going at your top speed.
It's one of the longer tracks, and it's also a lot of skating compared to most of them, so the legs get burning by the end.
A lot of lactic acid.
Yeah.
So what do you do to train for this sport?
Just lots of hockey, lots of training in the gym, like core workouts, leg workouts, pretty much just as much as possible.
You just kill yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I really hope that you win, and I'm super excited to watch. I've never been able to watch this live, so I can imagine when the 100,000 people start screaming your name, it's going to get you all pumped up.
Yeah, for sure.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
I've noticed that sometimes people wipe out and then they get right back up and keep going. Is that hard to do?
It is. It depends on where and how you fall. If you fall coming into a jump, it's hard to get back up. If you fall face first going down a hill, you can't get back up. So you have to be very careful on the way you fall.
So you did super well in Sweden. What are you hoping for tomorrow? Do you think you're a contender?
I'd like to think I'm a contender for sure. I always try and consider myself a contender, and tomorrow I'm just hoping to get in the final race and hopefully put myself back up on the podium.
Well, I think you're going to get there.
Thank you.
Well, I was up against one of the Croxall brothers who was a world champion, and we stayed with him the whole way, and we were a couple feet apart at the end, but it was a close one.
I'm here with Scott Croxall. So I heard you hurt yourself earlier and you still raced and did really well. Were you in a lot of pain?
Oh yeah, for sure. They didn't want me to race, but yeah, just dealt with it, and here we are.
Can you tell me about the injury?
It's undisclosed injury, you know. No, we'll see how it goes tomorrow.
Well, I really hope that you tape it up and ice and rest and you're good for tomorrow, because we're hoping for great things.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks.
Thanks. So we're here at the Sugar Shack and we're learning how they make maple syrup. They have 12,000 trees, because each of these trees, they have to take this bucket of maple syrup water and they boil it down. It's like 40-to-1. So it kind of tastes like water coming out of the tree, but then once you boil it down and render it, it's like liquid gold. Delicious. Let's go try the real maple syrup.
I will pour on the snow outside, and when we pour the syrup on the snow, the syrup, they will frozen. You wait 10 seconds, you put a second, you turn, and you will make a maple taffy on the snow.
Chug, chug. Oh my God, I'm You go, girl! You go, girl! How do you like my beef?
Just inside here.
Welcome to my cabane à sucre. Welcome to my sugar shack. He cracks himself up every time.
Bienvenue au Québec.
We're taking the tram up to the chateau for the beginning of the crashed ice. Here we are at the finals, and I think this is gonna be one of the best nights of my life. The women just dropped in. This is the beginning of the big night, and I just can't wait to see all the action and all the crashes. The women just came by, and it was amazing how fast they were going. They were vibrating, and as they went over those little lifts, they just got so much air. Check out the crowd behind me.
I fell sometimes you can't go up after that, so I'm like, get on your skate, which I did.
Here we are with our very first female. How was the course for you? Was it really chewed up by the last run?
Oh yeah, by the last one it was. I mean, the guys went through and then the goalies too. So that just chewed it up for us, but my goal was just to have a clean run, just don't fall, and then stay on my own 2 feet, so I did it good. So that's what got me first place, so I was really happy about that, but at the end it was rough. I was afraid at some places before we go up to the jump there after the big curve, I wasn't sure I was making it up that hill, but I ended up making it up, so I was pretty happy about that.
Did you get any air on those little jumps?
Actually I did. At the beginning, at the start, I got some good air, and I cleared the jump, the first jump, and I was like, whoa, like, I'm actually into this race, you know, like, you got the feeling of your legs are pumping, everything's good, so I cleared that one, and it felt good.
Okay, so how do you hold on to it? When you go over one of those jumps, I just think of what it's like on a snowboard. Like, are you tucking into yourself?
Kind of, yeah, it's kind of the same principle. You just, like, gotta bend your knees, kind of absorb the shock as you go through it, and kind of just put your weight into it to keep that speed going down the hill. So that's what basically try to keep doing, and then just keep stable, like try to keep your 2 feet on the ground and not fall over. That's basically what you're trying to do.
Yeah. So is your history from hockey?
Yes, I play varsity hockey at Ottawa U, so I've been there for 4 years, so yes, like my history is hockey, downhill skiing a lot too, but mostly hockey.
And is there anything that you could say to other women who've thought about maybe trying this sport but think maybe it's too dangerous?
Oh no, try it out. I mean, it's an experience. I mean, just 27 girls this year, and everybody, there's not one that regrets anything, like making it to the top 16 or not, and they just love it. So, I mean, just try it out. There's nothing to lose, to be honest. And we got good coaches that help us out, so we got good coaches. Yeah, that's her fans.
Those are her fans in the back. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you very much.
Woo! How many trophies do you have at home?
I have 3 now, and it's all for the 3rd place.
Well, maybe next year it'll be 1st place.
Well, we'll see about that.
Closing event of the season. For the past 2, it has seen the crowning of a world champion. This year is without a doubt the tightest race for the crown in the history of the sport of ice cross downhill, with Kyle Kroxall leading in points and Arttu Pilainen right on his tail, looking to defend his title. Semi-final number 1 was a walk in the park for Arttu as the fleet-footed Finn sped to the win to advance along with the power forward Kyle Kroxall, trailing 15 meters back in 2nd place.
Just tell me, for you, do you feel like this is a really great course?
Yeah, I like this course. I like the place. This is the best part of the championships.
Well, good luck in the finals.
Thank you.
The fans were ready for action in the 2nd semi-final with Scott Kroxall and Adam Horst. The boys made a horse race of it and sprinted to the finish, the two Canadians rounding out the final.
The excitement is building. We're seconds away from the finals. Who's gonna take it home?
All of these guys were supremely confident coming to the last race of the year. Out of the gate, R2 takes a quick lead, and a small slip-up by Kyle in black sees him fall to 4th place, risking his title hopes. Along the straight sprint, Kyle chooses the inside line at the splitter. Smart move as he gains the momentum he needs to pass Adam Horst and moves into 3rd behind his brother Scott. All skaters made the step up clean, but on the tricky downhill corner after that, Scott made a critical mistake contacting the wall and opening the door for Kyle, who moves to 2nd position. The final sprint, however, belonged to R2, who wins the event here in Quebec. The Quebec final results are Scott Croxall 3rd, Kyle Croxall 2nd, and R2 Pilainen 1st. A champion's podium if there ever was one.
Exciting final, very close, but it seems like you just had a little bit of a jump in there at the beginning.
Yeah, but I just couldn't do anything. Tried to win it and hope for some other guy than Kyle to be 2nd, but I was really happy after the race. 5 clean runs today, so.
You didn't have any almost wipeouts where you felt like you were sliding, you were coming off a little bit of your skate?
No, I think I had only the first race today because we were on ice this morning, so the first race today was a little bit sketchy, but after that I felt comfortable.
You looked like you were really in control the whole time, which amazes me because I think as a snowboarder looking at that course, the rivets that develop as the day goes on, did it get harder and harder?
Yeah, because the ice is getting bad. It's soft and people are going harder, and so it gets more difficult, but I felt comfortable today.
Well, thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome. Especially getting the world title and all that.
For sure.
And what about the car?
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with that. Didn't even know really what's going on. No one told me much about it. So,
you didn't know what you were going to get?
I knew you'd get a Mini. I wasn't really too sure what the details were, but yeah, it's awesome.
I actually test drove one last week and they're amazing to drive.
Yeah, I've driven a couple as well. A couple of sports. They're really fun.
So you pretty much made it to the top. So where do you go from here?
Just train all summer again, have a couple weeks off for sure, and get ready for next season. It's a long off season, but you got to keep in shape for sure.
That's fantastic. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
The talent pool this year has grown significantly and means the 2013 series will be an amazing one. Make sure you don't miss the next edition of the Red Bull Crashed Ice World Championships.
And you think you'd have time to put the clean underwear on?
I tell you, I would try to put on clean underwear. I'm just saying. So I thought for our final day in Quebec, a visit to the ice castle would be just what the doctor ordered. But unfortunately, it got really warm and it melted. Plan B? Just kidding. So here we are at the Hotel de Glace. This place is so beautiful, but you can tell everything's starting to melt. I can feel little drops of rain on my hands, and everything kind of looks like melting ice. I guess that's what happens every spring. But they spend almost $750,000 rebuilding this every year. And every year the castle is completely different. Let's go watch. I'm gonna try the slide. Brings out the kid. So for a mere $400 a night, you too can sleep in the Chateau de Glace in this luxurious fur-covered bed. I always knew I was a bit of an ice princess.
Bam.
I can't believe how big this place is.
Crazy, this is where you are, and where you can go. Keep your chin up.
Where's the mini bar? Let's go find some vodka. Dice, and as they say in Quebec, santé. Woo! Merci. Quebec City has been so much fun, and I couldn't leave without trying the poutine. Till the next time I get restless.
Make sure you don't miss the next edition of the Red Bull Crashed Ice World Championships.
Well, that's it for this episode, and thanks for watching Restless Josie. Join us on Facebook and Twitter.
You see, I need something to cool my soul.